Honest and tastefully tacky somehow. Here comes another hour of insensitivity training with Glenn Woods.
It's the last final hour of the Bold Republic radio show for a Monday edition, and holding on the line is exactly the kind of person I've been spending the last couple of hours talking about. Someone who fights, and fights by thinking outside the box, and often does so aggressively. So Judy listens to our affiliate station in Casper, Wyoming, but you also listen online a lot, don't you?
Oh, definitely, Glenn. And I want to thank you for coming up to Casper and speaking like you did. I missed most of the show, but I got the point that, you know, at least I was there, and I'm there in spirit when I can't make it always on time.
Right. Well, there's the main thing. That's what I've really been on about for, 2 hours now. Is I don't care what topic we're talking about here, government will set you up to fail if you try to fight them using the system that they set up. So you've got to think outside the box. So you called specifically, because you're going after somebody in Casper, Wyoming?
Well, it looks like now after my husband and I had won our fight against the county on violating our constitutional rights and our property rights, that one of our, or actually, I don't know which one of our commissioners are up to it, but now they're saying we owe sales tax.
All right, now let's catch everybody up to speed. What exactly were you supposedly in violation of that you won on?
Well, I'm not real sure just yet. All I got was a letter saying that I owed $7,000. There were no documents with it of what it was and where it happened. Or
what was the original case?
Oh, the original case is that we weren't grandfathered in our use of property back in 2010.
Okay.
And we went to the county. We showed them that our vehicles were older than 25 years, which made us exempt under state law. And then we took titles to the vehicles to show them that those vehicles are what they are.
So you have, I just want to be clear for someone who doesn't know your case, you have a bunch of vehicles on your property, and you're saying those are classic vehicles.
Yes,
okay. And
we're preserving them. I mean, we're not selling them, we're not doling them out part by part or anything like that. Every man has his hang-up.
Yeah.
Whether it's the Denver Broncos or whatever. But anyway, here's the new deal. I'm going to try to speak in front of the county commissioners tomorrow. I've had enough of people being singled out for speaking up. In fact, I spoke to John Lawson, which will be a new county commissioner come January, and I said, we did everything we were supposed to do. We went to court. We won, partial arcade. We applied for a conditional use permit on the other property. We're complying with that. And it just seems like now that the elections are over, here we are. We're going to start up with the Joneses again. They're not paying sales tax. Sales tax on what? I mean...
That's the part, because I saw the notice that you had posted on Facebook, and I didn't understand that either. So you're not...
Yeah.
I mean, okay, these vehicles, you purchased them a long time ago.
Yeah, nine out of 10 of them, yes.
Are you supposed to pay a yearly tax on the vehicles, even though they're just sitting in your yard?
No, I guess it's a sales tax for the county. See, Steve and I, when this stuff started, it was like, you know what, you guys are costing us money. We don't have to, by state law, buy our plates in Natrona County. A lot of people don't do that, especially if they want specialized plates, or if their parents and their original business started somewhere else, they're still paying taxes to that county. Okay? I think Natrona's probably upset because we don't buy our plates for our trucks, our cars, or anything else here. Why would I? They've cost us almost $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I donate to the very outfit that is trying to destroy me?
So you received this notice in the mail that says that apparently you owe how many thousands of dollars on, vehicles that are just sitting there?
It's $7,000, and half of the vehicles on that are exempt under ICC rules because we are a trucking business, and those trucks were bought for business. when we asked county assessor Tom Doyle to, can we have a copy of how you assessed this? Well, the county attorney hadn't turned it in yet.
Right.
Okay, so basically he sent out a notice saying we owe $7,000 without any documentation in front of him.
So do you see this, and I'm just asking your opinion on it, do you see this as something that legitimate that you would have received anyway, or as retribution for winning the case?
For retribution.
Okay. How do you plan to
It has
handle
to
it?
be. Why aren't they doing this to everybody else? Why are we always the poster child?
Right. So how you plan to handle this then?
We've hired, well, our attorney is going to help, and there's a few other people. NAACP is pretty interested. They're saying, you know, I thought this was all put to bed. The state thought it was all put to bed. Most of the old commissioners thought it was put to bed. Remember when you were up here, Glenn, and I said, you know what? Every time you speak out against something, they find a way to do you.
Yeah.
And you said, Judy, you got to quit putting yourself out there on the line. Well, who else is going
Well,
to
actually, I said that as a joke because I think that's exactly what you should do. And you're also doing the right thing. First off, you were on Facebook today posting that to let people know what's going on. And you might need to give a little bit more of a backstory to that. You also are calling into this radio show, which, of course, is heard in Casper, Wyoming. Okay. But I would say also get a hold of Chuck so maybe he can have you on earlier in the day. That might be a bit of a help. Have you tried contacting the local television station and newspaper?
Well, you know the Tribune. I hate to say it, but
Yeah.
I'd rather give my story to K2 Radio any day of the week.
No, I understand. But any publicity that you can get to embarrass these people would certainly help you.
Well, I do the best I can do.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to ask for the county attorney's resignation, and what I'm going to do is a summary of what I have watched over the last 5 years that I've attended the meetings and stuff, and that he was proven wrong on, and see if I get any response for it. At least it's on record.
Well, see, this is also what I was talking about the past couple of hours is thinking outside the box, doing things a little bit differently. So you are going to ask for the county attorney's resignation, which, of course, we already know what the answer is going to be for that. You're not going to get that as a resignation, but just the fact that it's on record. Here's an opportunity for you to get your story out there by making a bold move like that.
Yes. Well, what else can I do?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I love Wyoming. Well, you understand. You came from Florida. I was doing a little background on Florida. Boy, you guys had some drug cartels and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That was just amazing. I'm an egghead. But anyway, I came from Detroit. You know that. And I can tell you from the mafia end up there. You can tell me from the cocaine cowboys. I mean, history is there if you'll just look at it.
Right.
And I don't want that to happen to Wyoming.
Right.
I think we have some really good people up here, and I think we like it nice and quiet, or we live in metropolitan Denver.
Now, one of the things I would suggest you do, I don't know who, because you know who your friends are down there, who will stick with you, but make sure you and your husband don't do this alone. I mean, the more people you have backing you up on this, the better result you're going to get as you get into this fight. You've got to have a crowd around you.
Well, I'll tell you, Glenn, we went through our fight with the county on violating our constitutional rights to grandfathering and use of property and stuff, and it was quite the battle. It was a 19-page decision by 7 judicial court judge Sullen, and he was serious about it when it was written out. It's probably the best piece of decision-making in the courts in Wyoming. Everybody can use that. If they are a grandfathered use and they have continued using their property exactly like they said, you know, when they started, you have legs. You've got legs. It set a precedent, and I've sent it out to almost 350 Wyoming attorneys have asked me for it personally, because this zoning and, well, you know, we could go into the Agenda 21 or whatever, but I'm telling you, we're under attack.
Well, this is what I was, part of what I was talking about when I went to see you guys and speak in front of your group there in Casper, Wyoming. It's supposed to be your property. Look, I can understand you don't want to dump oil on the land and in the creeks. We got to keep it clean. That's great. And I can understand.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen some people, I've driven by their property, and it's nothing but a giant junk pile. So, okay, I mean, there's now and then I look and say, you know, there's a couple of rules I can understand. But when you have a group of county commissioners who all they do is meet week after week after week, and they just continue adding on to the pile of rules, eventually that's not your property anymore.
We used to call it hen picking, remember?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Well, as this thing develops, you know, please keep calling back into the show and shoot me updates on Facebook because I like to see what happens.
Well, I'm gonna give Tom Morton a call over at K2, and as soon as the 5 o'clock hour rolls by and I haven't gotten an answer back,
Right.
whether I get to address the board personally or I have to do it in public meeting, but I'm going to call Tom Morton. He's been really good since he's not part of the paper here in town. He gets a little more flamboyant.
Yeah.
He's being a reporter, and I love reporters. If you're going to say something, say it all.
There you go.
You know, let people judge for themselves.
All right.
And I'm going to call Greg, and I appreciate you putting me on.
No problem at all.
I want to get this out there for anybody in the state. The only way we're going to win this, guys, is we have to stand up for our liberty. We have to.
We have to. And as I've been saying during the past couple of hours of this program, and I'll say it to you again, you're not going to win this if you fight by the rules that they laid out because they set up a trap. You've got to make them play by your rules.
Well, you got to get them on a middle ground.
Yeah.
And if you can shove them into that middle ground, everybody's got a fair fight. Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate your time.
No problem at all. All right. Oh, by the way, one more thing. Are there other homeowners having problems like you?
There's only like about 8 of us that even do what we do.
Well, I don't mean specifically exactly that problem, but I mean if there are other homeowners in Casper who are, or even in Natrona County, who are just fed up with being told what they can and can't do with their own property and are in the same kind of fight over violations, bring them into these meetings with you.
And I have packed those rooms from 200 to 75 to 85. Anytime I call a meeting, those rooms are full.
That's the way to do it.
No, I'm pissed off, and I'm on a roll.
All right. See, I like the attitude. All right. Thanks for calling in.
It was great to meet you, though. Thank you.
Okay, bye.